What's going on? What's going on? Y'all hold on. I gotta get my life together. You already know. Oh, there's always something. I don't want to do that. Shit. Mm, we gon' make it. We gon' make it. What's up, fam? Okay, y'all been hounding me about this confirmation hearing, so you gotta speak on it. Y'all know I was gonna speak on it. Stop it. Y'all gotta stop acting up. So here's the thing with me. I'm not one of those, I like to talk my shit when I get on here and all that, but I'm not one of those people that's trying to just react, right? And I know I can be reactionary. I'm a little shiny, y'all bear with me. I can be very reactionary. And so one of the things that I have worked on um, is to be responsive, right? Because there is a difference between reaction and response, right? So the reaction is the emotional impetus to clap back. That's the reaction, when it doesn't take into account the ability to reflect and contemplate, right? And so I didn't want to jump on here right after I saw Ted Cruz and his anti-racist baby book bullshit, right? I didn't want to jump on here right away. Let me process, right? So that's what I did. That's why I took a couple days. It's still going on, but her part of the testimony is over. So let's talk about it. Let me say hi to some people who was in the room. I'm trying to give y'all some time. Hope, I'm gonna send you your box. I promise you. I'm going to the airport. I'm going to the airport, not the airport. I want to go to the airport. I'm going to the post office this weekend. I will send you a box. What's up to my Facebook family? What's up to my YouTube family? Karen, Tony, Jesus or Jesus? I'm not sure. Either way, I love you. Lord Val, Anthony, Anthony Hinton, where you been? Peace. I haven't seen your name in a long time, brother. Um, Hey, Hip Hop Inquirer, what's up? Listen, I just came from the airport. If y'all follow me, y'all know not just came, but last week in my mind, it just came. I was in Costa Rica for the week. It was absolutely amazing. That sun near the equator, oh my God, it was a whole different experience. If you hadn't had an opportunity, get your passport, go get that shit stamped up. You heard? Okay, so for those of you who don't know me, I know that I can be a little ghetto, right? But I am educated, so I don't want people to take away from the fact that oftentimes I might slip into, a particular vernacular. Uh, Understand that I do that because that is the language I grew up with, that I am comfortable with when I'm speaking to my people, right? Understand that I do code switch. I am a college professor, and so I do code switch when I am teaching. I pronounce my T's and my TH's, and I don't convert TH's to V's. But I leave all of that to the side when I'm speaking on social media because this is the only freedom that I have. I don't have certain liberties when I walk into court. I can't say certain things. I have to be KBJ, right? Katanji Brown Jackson. So many of us, Black women, watched her. We got emotional. I get emotional now thinking, which is why I didn't do this right away, because we have been in the room where we have been the smartest, we have been the most qualified, we have been the most articulate, and we still have been dehumanized. We still have been not heard. We still have been dismissed and disregarded. And we watched that every time she went to speak and she was cut off. And for them to say, I'm not to cut you off. Yes, to cut you off. So you don't make the point you're about to make. Let me cut you off. We are so conditioned to that. And to see it at its highest level was so fucking disturbing. It was so disturbing because it wasn't just that they dismissed and disregarded her, they disrespected her. They disrespected her. Those questions that they were asking were intellectually dishonest. Intellectually dishonest. If you think that I'm too stupid to see what you're doing, and now I know and I understand that KBJ had to keep her composure for 3 days so she could have a job for the rest of her life. I get that and I applaud her. But for those of us who sat here and heard her thoughts because we had them at the very same time, we get to speak. I get to speak. I get to say what it feels like to be in that seat. I get to tell you what that's like while she sat there and she wasn't able to get angry and pound the table like Brett Kavanaugh, right? Because that sort of emotion from a Black woman is not, it's not visited with any sort of understanding, right? That emotion from a Black woman is met with, oh, she is angry, right? We're irrational. We can't advocate. Now, again, those of you who don't know me, I am an attorney here in New York City. I am a former prosecutor. I was a prosecutor for 5 years, and I've been doing criminal defense work for 3 times as long as that. So I've been practicing for over 20 years. I am delighted. Not that she is just a Black woman, but that's a big deal. It's a big fucking deal. Not just that she's a Black woman, but that she has done defense work. That she has done defense work, that she understands. She understands what it's like to represent someone who has been accused of some of the most heinous things, right? She knows what that's like for people to judge her as if she was a co-defendant. She knows what it's like for the courts to view you as an extension of your fucking client. Like, why was it with this motherfucker when they say he did this shit? Why are you treating me like this? Right? I ain't even getting to Katanji yet. I just got to get this shit up off my chest. I just gotta get it off, right? Because all right, Claude, I love you to death, and I know you tired of hearing me railing about this shit. He like, you gonna do a live or something? The fuck? I'm like, I told you, babe, when you signed up, this what it is. This what it is. He ain't complaining. He just like, you need to tell some other people because I'm quite tired of hearing your shit. No, he didn't say that either. I'm teasing. He's the best. He's the bestest. He is the bestest, and he is an amazing support partner because the work that I do is incredibly difficult. It's difficult not because of the work. It's difficult because of who I am in the work. Because I care. Because I really fucking care. I care so much it sent me to the emergency room last week. Okay. 2 weeks ago. Sorry, last week I was in Costa Rica because I was in emergency room 2 weeks before that. Because I have a 16-year-old, and he's 18 now, but when they say he committed this crime, they say he committed the crime. He was 16 years old. He's never been in any trouble before. And the minimum for what he's charged with is 5 years. The minimum. And as you know, a first-time offender, you should probably be somewhere around the minimum, right? They're offering him twice the minimum. This is Queens. Y'all know I got an issue with Queens. Y'all know a lot of motherfuckers in Queens got an issue with me, and I appreciate that. But they're offering him 10. That offer, are you going to offer somebody twice what they could get after trial? That's what they're offering him. And so I had actually was not prepared for the hearing on this case because I was prepared for a trial on a different case the previous day. Fortunately, that trial didn't go because they made my client an offer he couldn't refuse, and he took a plea, right? But that doesn't negate the preparedness, right, that you have to undergo to be ready. And so I wasn't ready for that trial, but the judge was like, you're going anyway. And I was like, yeah. Anxiety, heart palpitations, tingling in left hand. My body won't let me do fuck shit. Okay, my body won't let me participate in the railroading of anyone. I can't do it. And I wound up in the emergency room. They checked me out. I was fine. Probably just an anxiety attack, but I've never had an anxiety attack before. I've never experienced that before. And so I know that it's time for me to close out this chapter of my career in terms of practicing. It's time for me to move on to another thing, right? And so I'm doing that. So if you called me in the last couple of weeks and you needed a lawyer, you could not hire me because I'm not taking any new cases. We'll talk about that later. I appreciate you, Tony. You special too, Doc. You special too. You are absolutely. All right, so let's talk about Katanji Brown Jackson. So for those of you who may not have been watching, there is a Supreme Court justice who is retiring, Judge Breyer, and he is going to be replaced with the first Black woman on the Supreme Court. She will be confirmed. Let me just say that she will absolutely be confirmed, save for her removing herself from the process, right? Because she did nothing to indicate that she wasn't qualified or anything of that nature. And the Democrats have enough in Senates to vote 51 without one Republican even voting for her. And I can't even imagine that she won't at least get one Republican to vote for her. So I'm pretty sure she will be on the court. But let's talk about how she got there. And I can't talk about everything because it was 3 days worth of fuck shit, right? But there were a couple of things that stood out to me that really, really irked me as an attorney. And I want to make sure that you all saw what I saw, right? And the first thing was this reference to the Dred Scott case. It came up a number of times, and I cannot remember if during Amy Coney Barrett, yes, I said Coney, if during her confirmation hearings, did it come up? I don't remember them talking about Dred Scott or Plessy versus Ferguson. I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing that in the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation hearings. I don't remember that, right? And so when I'm listening to that, I'm listening to it, and I feel like the only reason you brought that shit up was to remind me that my ancestors were slaves in this country, and that at one point I was not considered a citizen. That's the only reason you brought that up, right? So he tried to couch it, right, into this argument that the Supreme Court has run off the rails, that the Supreme Court has decided on its own there are some rights that are not enumerated in the Constitution. What the fuck are you saying, Ike? Don't start talking that lawyer shit. Let me break it down for you. The Constitution lists a number of rights, right? You got the right to free speech, you got the right to religion. Those are actually words that are in the Constitution. We call those enumerated rights because they're listed. That's enumerated is just a fancy word for you wrote that shit down, right? It's enumerated. You put it in a list. It's numbered, right? I don't know other way to say that. It's enumerated, right? But then the Supreme Court said, you know, in an effort to make sure that we are giving you all that we say is the right liberty and life and the pursuit of happiness, we also are going to recognize some rights that aren't listed, right? So these are the unenumerated rights. These are the rights that aren't specifically listed in the Constitution. So basically they're saying, hey, how come the Supreme Court can extrapolate from the Constitution that there are more rights than are listed? That's what they're saying. Y'all with me? How can the Supreme Court do that? And the answer is because the fucking Constitution gives the Supreme Court the power to do that. That's it. It's not a fucking hard. It's not hard. This is not hard. This is not hard. He's asking her, where does the Supreme Court get the authority to interpret that the due process clause includes substantive rights? I'm sorry, the due process clause just says rights. The Constitution gives the Supreme Court the right to interpret and extrapolate what those due process rights look like. And the Supreme Court said those due process rights are both procedural and substantive, meaning for the how you do shit and the what you do shit. Okay? The how you go about doing shit, how you exercise your right to free speech, how you exercise your right to freedom of expression, but also substantive rights, that you also have the right to marry who the fuck you want, right? You have the right to marry. You have the right. And so the pushback was, So are you saying that the court was right when they decided Dred Scott? What was she supposed to say at that point? What was she supposed to say? What were you baiting her to say? Were you baiting her to say, Dred Scott, well, it was not decided properly, and the blacks, well, we should still be slaves. What? I'm sitting here going, what does he want her to say? I know they were trying to bait her. I mean, let's to be clear. What they were trying to bait her into saying is that sometimes cases get overruled. That's like basic fundamental shit. They kept saying, well, what about this stare decisis? You know, don't they try to make it seem as if that changing times is irreconcilable with the idea of stare decisis. It's not. It's not. But what KBG did say was there are a number of factors that the court considers when it determines whether it should overrule itself. It doesn't just look at whether or not the decision was wrong. It looks at a number of other factors as well, right? And so that was some bullshit because you didn't bring it up any other time. And I felt like this whole, and there were other people who were qualified, and her parents were a sharecropper. Again, let me remind you about your ancestry in this country, ever so subtly and ever so slightly. I did not like that shit. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like when dumbass Marsha Blackburn, and I'm gonna call her dumb because she is dumb, tried to get Miss Jackson to commit to a definition of what a woman is. Oh, and I was sitting here going, "Ain't I a woman? Say it!" I wanted her to say it. "Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman?" Oh, that would have been the headline. There was so many opportunities, but I know she couldn't do it. I wanted her to do it. I wanted her to say, "Ain't I a woman?" Because just the historical reference of that line at that time, oh, that would have been fucking epic, man. That would have been epic. Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a woman? Well, she didn't do it. She said, "I can't tell you what a definition is." And just so for those of you who might have saw the Fox News article, who said that she now has disqualified herself because she can't define a woman. She can define what a woman is. She's not going to allow you to paint her into a box, right? Because she could have said, "I'm a woman," but Caitlyn Jenner's a woman too, which is why you cannot get someone who is trying to be on the Supreme Court, who might have to make these decisions in their official capacity. Don't try to put her in a box right now and make her define what a woman is, right? Here's the best part of this. It's not her fucking job. It's not her job. It won't be her job even on the Supreme Court. These are senators. Your job is to legislate. Your job is to make the law. I'm only interpreting the shit that y'all passed. If you don't like it, fix it. And that was the other part of the whole porn conversation. They kept going over her sentencing for porn. Now, there was nothing about her sentence that said, "I'm a renegade judge and I like porn and I like people who possess porn, and those people, I'm going to sentence them significantly less time than anyone else." That is not what happened, although that is what they were trying to make it seem like. When the reality is there is a range, a sentencing guideline range. That sentencing guideline range comes from fucking Congress. Comes from Congress. Congress, you did that. So if you don't want there to be, or you want there to be a mandatory minimum for porn possession, then legislate that shit. If you don't want someone to be able to get 3 months, 4 months for possession of porn, child pornography, legislate that shit. Don't bang her because she's sentenced within the guidelines. That is the law that you prescribed. She's just working within it. So for y'all to make it seem like, "Oh, well, you should have given them more time." No, that's not what the law says. That's not what the law says. So don't make it seem like that. I'm sorry, Instagram. I think I got paused. I need to charge my battery on Instagram. That's all right. I only got a couple more points. Y'all know I can't make these videos too long. I got a point on Instagram too. Y'all, they're shadow banning a lot of people's videos. It's not just me on Instagram. So if you want my videos to go around, you want people to be informed, I need you to share. I need you to share the video. I need you to comment on the video. I think that does something for the algorithm. Whatever. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. The last point I want to talk about before I go in here and answer y'all's questions and shit. Yes, it was absolutely a reminder. Ted Cruz and his desperation to go viral on Twitter, right? And the picture books and the anti-racist baby book bullshit. I'm just gonna throw some alliteration in there. You're sitting here asking a Supreme Court justice nominee if she thinks babies are racist. That's your question. That's really what you're asking her? Come on, man. Come on. Come on. She sits on the board of a school. She is not part of the curriculum. And by the way, I think you made that book a bestseller on Amazon. Yeah, I think you did. I think you absolutely did that. So you can't hear? Okay, hold on. Instagram, I'm gonna start over because I'll be right back. Let me start that over. I told y'all Instagram be on some bullshit, y'all. They want to check in connections and all of that. Ain't nothing wrong with my goddamn connection. Y'all just don't want me to connect. That's what it is. Y'all don't want me to connect. Y'all don't want me to connect. I'm sorry, guys. Instagram, they booted me. They booted me. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Instagram, but thank you, Doug. I appreciate the super chat. I definitely appreciate, especially since I'm not taking no cases no more. I saw I'm gonna do a lot more. I'm gonna be on videos a lot more now because I don't got no income coming in. It's all right though, because I am the universe's favorite person, and I know I will be provided for. That is one thing I am not concerned about. Money. I'm not gonna be concerned about money, because I know the ancestors got me. And I'm going to program so that I'm always provided for. You know that you can program for that, right? Y'all programming for your success. Y'all programming for your future. You're programming for what it is you need, you want, you desire. Or y'all just letting the world affect you. Do you have any effect on the world? Oh, I keep talking that shit. I'll come back and talk some other shit, but let me get back to Katanji Brown Jackson. So yeah, so Ted Cruz. A lot of what the Republicans were doing, one was venting, right? Because they were angry about how some of the Kavanaugh hearing happened. Okay, this is not the time or the place for that. And they were trying to set up votes for the midterm elections. Like, so the Republicans are always playing the long game, right? They're always playing the long game. I think that's part of the problem, because the Democrats are like, but today, what happened today? The Republicans is like, yo, in 2 years, yeah, they're playing chess. They setting up things now. So so much of what happened had nothing to do with Katanji Brown Jackson, but we know that we have voters who are listening. So let me plant some seeds here and there and here and there. And so let me say as many times as I can, critical race theory, because we know that white housewives are afraid of that, because we know that white housewives think that they're going to go to school and their children are going to be made to feel like they are oppressors. We know that white housewives are afraid to think that their children might come home and think, oh, was our family involved in the slave trade, Mom? And you might actually have to explain some shit about your family tree. We know that white women and men don't want to have to do that. And so when you say critical race theory, people are like paying attention. They're paying attention, even though critical race theory is not something that is taught in kindergarten through high school. It's just not. Okay. And I, who have I attended law school, successfully graduated with a Juris Doctorate degree, and did not take critical race theory in law school. Didn't. I am a minor in African American studies in my bachelor's degree, and we didn't have critical race theory. So there is not a lot of critical race theory being taught on an undergraduate level. Oh, one more. I teach on an undergraduate level. I am an adjunct professor. We don't teach critical race theory. I'm just so it's all about the fear, right? Right? Fear of a black planet. Remember that? Fear of a black planet. That's still a factor. That's still a thing. It's still a thing. And so a lot of what you saw was that. Let me instill fear in these voters, right? So that they will come out for the midterm elections. And just in case Jenny, just in case Jenny Thomas done got Clarence Thomas ass in the pickle, we got to make sure that we have the Senate, just in case there's another Supreme Court confirmation hearing coming, right? Y'all think about that. I told y'all they played a long game. Long game. Long game. Okay? Long game. And if there is another one coming, they want to make sure that they can either control the vote or control the nomination. Right? So a lot of what you saw had to do with that, because she's getting confirmed. That nothing that was said or done disqualified her. And other, like I said, short of her taking herself out of the running, she will be confirmed by what, Easter? By Easter? Yeah, by Easter. Yes, 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 by Easter. And I have spoken to other Black lawyers who was like, I'm just moving different in the courtroom right now. Just like on some, you better fucking listen to me shit, right? Tired of you not hearing me. Tired of not being heard, right? So that's another factor. The last thing I want to say was Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, South Carolina, y'all, I'm so disappointed. Just in case y'all don't know, he's from South Carolina, right? Y'all, I don't know. Sis, why the fuck y'all keep voting for this guy? How does he keep getting back in office every 6 years? He keeps getting reelected. I don't know what's happening in South Carolina, but y'all need to get rid of him. He has to go. He has to go. His panties were all up in the bunch because Dick Durbin would not allow him to ask Katanji Brown Jackson how she felt about this mysterious evidence that was withheld from them during the Kavanaugh hearing. How would you feel if I had something against you and you really? I mean, to her credit, she just sat there and she took it, and she didn't laugh, which is what I would have done. I would have laughed. I would have, tell me why you really mad, son. But he was just all hyperbolic for no reason. For what? Why? Why are you doing this? It has nothing to do with her qualifications. And sure, we get that you're angry. That's fine. You're entitled to be angry, whether we agree with whether you're what you're angry about or not. You're entitled to be angry. This is not the forum for that. She had nothing to do with that. This is not the time or the place for that. Right? So you're grandstanding. You want to make it seem like you have a real opposition when you don't. You don't have an opposition to this person. You don't. So let me have you look over here. Look over here, since I don't have an opposition. Just keep looking over here. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. That's what a lot was happening. That's what a lot was happening. Let me see. Let me answer some questions if I can. I'm going to do it on both Instagram. Let me go to Instagram first, because it's less of you all on Instagram than it is on Facebook. All right. Cruz was grandstanding. I agree. Yep. Thanks for keeping us informed. You're welcome. You're welcome. I really wanted to explain that whole part about the Constitution and the substantive and enumerated rights. I wanted to make sure everybody was clear about that, because sometimes, when they start with the legal jargon, it gets a little tense. It gets a little dense, and I want to make sure that people are following. He wants to feel important and relevant. He does. He might be running. He might be running for president. So, he wants to make it seem like he is relevant, and usually the person who is the loudest person in the room is the weakest person in the room. And I just hope that the Republican voters know that, right? They should be aware that the people that are the loudest are the weakest, oftentimes. Dennis, we can go live. Let me finish this up, and then give me a call, and we can do live. I have class, I will tell you now, at 2:30 Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to go live, we either have to do that before my first class of the day, or we can go live between my first and second class of the day. Friday is my teaching day. I teach from 2:30 to 5. Then I have a break, and I teach from 6 to 8:30. It's all day. I'm going to be lecturing. Friday is my lecture day. So that's another reason during school semester I may not do as many videos, because I'm always talking. I'm always talking. I'm always talking to my students. And so unfortunately, sometimes I do not get an opportunity to talk to you. Yes, he was literally frothing at the mouth. Both Cruz and Lindsey Graham. I was like, what is your motivation right now? What is your motivation? Where's the director? Somebody yell cut. Because it was all a performance. It was all performative, and it was all an act. This was my first time watching confirmation hearing. I'm so pissed at our government even more. Oh, honey, listen. Yeah. I was upset that they asked her if she had watched the Kavanaugh hearing, and she said no. I was upset. I was like, "Fuck you mean? You ain't watched none of that shit." And I was thinking, now you're just lying, Judge. You just lying, because now you ain't watched none of that. I like beer. I like beer. Come on. Oh, they should have. Well, did you watch the Saturday Night Live skit? Y'all know they're gonna be on tomorrow. If they don't have the best Saturday Night Live skit, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I am. Queen Shaquan, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna be so disappointed in Saturday Night Live if they don't go in. If they don't go in, it was Durbin. Thank you, Connie. I appreciate you. Sometimes, my memory ain't what it used to be. I just bought my multivitamins for women, 50 plus. Yes, yes, yes. It's just like that. If Obama, aka Barry Sotoros, didn't do anything for Black family, what make y'all think Katanji will do anything? So let me just speak to that, because I'm not looking for Katanji to do anything for Black people. I'm so past that in my life. I hope that you are too. I hope that we all are looking for any particular person to do anything particular for us. I'm not. I'm done with that. Okay, I'm done with that. What I do hope she will offer is balance on the court, right? Because right now we have a very unbalanced court where we have more conservatives than we have liberals. I'd like to have a little bit more balance than 6-3, right? So she'll bring it back to maybe a 5-4, where we actually have a shot at having some of the precedences that we've come to know and rely on be upheld, like Roe versus Wade and the woman's right to an abortion, like U.S. v. Loving and the right to marry outside of your race. Do you remember when they asked her that? Again, because that substantive right, the right to marry, is not an enumerated right in the Constitution. So basically, they were like, "So was that decided wrong?" So like, you asking me if I should be married to my husband? You asking me if that's right? Or like, really? That's what we doing? While my kids are sitting right there? The fuck you doing? What you trying to ask me? I mean, it was so many times I wanted to. Yes, Karen, I got it. Let me show you a comment, Karen. I was so glad Cory Booker spoke up and let them know what we already knew about her. So I'll end on that, because I am no fan of Cory Booker. Let me just say this. But I did appreciate him taking a moment. I'm sorry. Let me take that off. I did appreciate him taking a moment or two or several to pause and really just live in the moment for what this nomination meant. Not just what it meant, but the optics of it, even, right? To be able to look out and see a Black woman. Now, let me just be clear, and I know some people might get on me about this, but she's a dark-skinned Black woman, as we say in the nation. Knowledge seed, sister, right? Knowledge seed with hair like mine. This is my hair, y'all. These ain't the extension. Y'all know I go back and forth with my dread extension. I actually do have dreads. These are my dreads, But I like my dress to be longer, so sometimes I extend them. So don't give me a hard time about it. But there's a woman on the Supreme Court who has hair like mine, right? And so when things that have to do with discrimination and the Crown Act, that might have a different, it might fall differently, right? When you have someone who's representing that reality, right? And so balance is what I'm looking for on the court. Balance. I'm looking for that. Uh, and my expectations when it comes to black people doing stuff for black people, yeah, not gonna happen. I don't have that expectation. I don't. And because look how long Clarence Thomas sitting his black ass on the judge on the bench, right? Mm-mm. No, because his black lips been stuck to the ass of Scalia until they stuck his ass in the ground, right? So now my hair look crazy. Anyway, yeah, I need to braid it up so I can get some curl. Yeah, thank you. I agree with that. Not Supreme Court job, judge's job to do anything for black people. Listen, it's nobody's job, and nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming. I'm gonna say that again. Nobody's coming. No, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming. I don't know how else to say that. Nobody's coming, right? And nobody owes you anything. I mean, aside from the government and they owe us reparation, but I mean, intrinsically, nobody owes you anything, right? You are here to have your experience, whatever that is, whatever your soul desires your experience to be. That's what you came to do. You're gonna have that experience, and ain't nobody gonna save you. Nobody coming. Nobody coming. All kinfolk ain't kinfolk. That's the truth. We gotta save ourselves. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Kudos, Cory Booker. First thing I've heard from him. Right, which we like I said, I hadn't been a fan of Cory Booker. I'm still not a fan of him, but I did appreciate the moment that he gave us. I appreciated him pausing and saying, none of y'all in this chamber, nobody on this committee is about to steal my black boy joy. ain't nobody about to steal my black boy joy. She looked like my mama. She looked like my mama. I'm gonna clown him, but I did appreciate the moment. I did appreciate the moment. Al-Shabazz got a big picture of Obama and Kamala Harris in her home. I don't know. You could look around right now. You could see the pictures I got in my home right there. That's just some black woman and a baby. That came from my bishop's house, actually. Bishop pastor. She's my pastor, but she got elevated to bishop before she transitioned. Bishop Michelle White Haynes. Oh, may she rest in peace. She was one of a kind. Yes, that picture came from her home, and it's more valuable to me than any picture that could be of the Obamas or Kamala Harris. And I don't know. Did y'all see the Kamala Harris? She went somewhere and did a speech, and it was a whole debacle. I don't know. Anyway, nah, I'm not gonna talk too much about that. I just not. He might need to be removed. We'll see if they even do an investigation about Clarence Thomas and his wife, Jeannie Thomas, and her role in the insurrection. Because she was doing more than just buying buses and shit. She was texting folks, and she was doing a whole lot of things. So, but it's her. It didn't say that he was doing anything, and I don't know that necessarily that they would extend her behavior to him. Because she's white, so she gets to do different shit. Yeah, I said it. Yes, I did. In this country, yes, it's a different standard. It's an absolute different standard. It was funny when I heard Lindsey Graham. he said there's two standards here, and I was like, well, black people have known that shit since the dawn of time. You're just figuring that out. Somebody just told him that. Okay. He just learned that. The fuck out of here. Go somewhere, Lindsey Graham. Go somewhere. That T-Bone story was made up. I don't know the T-Bone story. Cory Booker lied about that T-Bone guy. He said he knew for clout. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear the T-Bone story. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he made up some shit just to, give himself a little bit more street credibility, a little bit more hood credibility, because that seems like, one of the things that he's always like, trying to establish for himself, like, from Newark and shit. Newark, Newark, like, come on, you just I don't see you squaring up if it went down, Corey. I don't see it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't really see it. I don't see it. But, let him go ahead and sell that, because there are a lot of people who think that he is that dude. Uh, where are you gonna hang the Katanji picture? New Heights Trading. Can you send me what you gonna call it? What's that? A super chat or something? If you're gonna be on here trolling me, motherfucker. If you're gonna troll me, then you should send me some money. Send me something. You know what I'm saying? Send me a super chat or something, or get up off my live, because I don't have time for that. Really don't. I don't have time for that. I don't even have a picture of myself on these walls. I do have my sheepskin though. You see right behind me, those degrees. I got some in front of me too. Can't see those. The camera is on the other way. I could show the Instagram people. Somebody want to troll me about what's hanging up in my just a couple more degrees, accolades and shit. Because I don't just talk it, right? I'm legitimately qualified. And so, New Heights Trading, whoever you are, I'm not gonna block you because you need this information. So it'd be the most ignorant people that try to troll you with dumb shit that need the information the most. And those are the people that typically get blocked. I don't want to block you because you need me. I'll never need you. Ah! Yeah! What's up, cousin? What's going on? I don't know. I got time today. I just looked at my watch. I got time today. Fuck it. I'm crossing the line today. Shit. You got the wrong one, Jack. You got the wrong one. Go troll somebody who didn't grow up in the projects. Because I'm here for it. Don't let me crack my neck, goddamn. Shit. All right. Let's see. All right. So I spoke about Cronin, Dred Scott, Ted Cruz, Lindsey Graham, Marsha Blackburn in the definition of woman, substantive versus procedural due process. And I think I covered it all. That's really what I wanted to cover. More than anything, if you guys got questions, leave them in the chat. I will come back. I think I'm going to jump on with Dennis and we'll chop it up a little bit more. I hope this was helpful for you all. I hope it helps you understand what some of those questions were about and what they really weren't about. I hope you will celebrate along with me as we welcome the newest member of SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States, Katanji Brown Jackson. Yes, I am, and I'm not going to hold a picture of. That's kind of stupid, but I am very proud that someone on the High Court looks like me. Yes. This your girl Ike here. I'm your favorite lawyer, and if I'm not, you don't have one. That's what I'm gonna go with. You don't have one. All right. You know I only do this because I love you, right? I love you. I really do. Share the video, please, if you can, so that it can circulate and people can get informed, and we will be speaking intellectually about these topics and not just out our ass. All right, family. Y'all be good. Have a good weekend. All right, Dennis, hit me up. All right. I'll talk to you later. It's your girl Ike. I love you. I really do. Peace.